There are cars that you see on the street, and then there are cars that alter the very air they move through. The Mercedes G-Class has always belonged to the latter category. For nearly half a century, it stood as an unyielding icon, a square-edged reminder that some things refuse to bow to fashion. People didn't fall for the G-Wagen because it was elegant or futuristic. They fell for it because it wasn't. It was a steel fortress on wheels, a blunt force symbol of wealth, power, and permanence. Which is why the debut of the 2026 Mercedes G-Class SUV feels less like a refresh and more like a seismic shift. Mercedes didn't just polish the icon, they dismantled it, challenged it, and reshaped it into something daringly new. The first glance is disorienting. For some, breathtaking. For others, almost offensive. Because in the shadows, the G-Class no longer carries the exact silhouette you thought you knew. The familiar slab has evolved into a darker, lower, more sculpted force of nature. The upright lines are now angular muscles, the boxy armor reborn into something predatory. At first your mind hesitates, but then recognition hits the roof, still commands authority. The shoulders still radiate strength, and the stance still proclaims invincibility. It's both alien and familiar, a paradox written in steel. Mercedes hasn't erased the DNA. They've rewritten the code. This one, cloaked in jet black, doesn't shine. It absorbs. Not glossy, polished black, but a void-like shade that swallows the light around it. Park it beside a Lamborghini Urus or a Bentley Bentayga and you'll see the contrast immediately. The others sparkle, gleam, shout for attention. The G-Class doesn't need to. It sits silent, like a monolith more terrifying for its restraint. It's not the loud figure in the room. It's the quiet one in the corner whose silence unsettles you more than words ever could. Look closer, and the aggression becomes art. The grille has transformed into a sculpted shield, sharpened with menace. The headlights are narrower, eyes that slice through darkness like a predator hunting. The vents aren't mere engineering, they feel alive, carved with intent. Even the wheels look less like alloys and more like weapons forged for motion. This is no longer the accidental luxury of a military relic. This is design with purpose. Luxury, yes, but luxury as intimidation. Step inside, and Mercedes proves again that no one does interiors quite like them. But this time, the change is dramatic. The old cabin always carried luxury inside a cage, opulence boxed in. The new one feels liberated. Black leather embraces you, smooth and rich. But it's the way the space flows that astonishes. The dashboard no longer stands still, it sweeps, curves, bends into your line of sight. Screens glide rather than protrude. Every stitch, every seam, every detail is crafted like bespoke tailoring. And the lighting? Not neon flash, not nightclub glitz. This is a soft glow, almost cathedral-like. You don't just sit in this cabin. You dwell in it. But the sanctuary doesn't soften the truth. Because the moment you ignite the AMG-tuned hybrid V8, Serenity cracks. The SUV doesn't simply start. It awakens. A deep growl reverberates, primal, like a living heartbeat amplified through steel. Push the throttle and the machine doesn't drag, it lunges. The old G-Wagen always felt like a tank forced to sprint. This one feels like a predator unleashed, eager, ready, terrifyingly alive. It's not pretending to be a sports car, though its acceleration would humiliate many. It is its own animal, silent until it strikes, and devastating when it does. On the road, the difference is revolutionary. The weight is still there, but it dances differently now. Steering is sharper. Body roll tamed by suspension that seems to read the asphalt beneath it. Corners that once mocked the G-Class are now conquered with grace. You're not wrestling a beast anymore. You're conducting an orchestra of engineering. Yet despite the evolution, the soul remains. You still sit high, still feel untouchable, still carry the aura of indestructibility. Make no mistake, the G-Class isn't chasing rivals. The Cayenne Turbo GT is quicker. The Urus Performante shouts louder. The Aston Martin DBX preens with flair. But the Mercedes doesn't play that game. It doesn't want to be a sports car in disguise. It declares, I am my own species, and that is why it intimidates even when standing still. For decades, the G-Wagen was revered because it refused to change. It was defiance in steel. Now Mercedes has dared to evolve it not by erasing its past, but by proving that legends can grow. Purists may resist. Some will claim it's lost its soul. But look deeper. The soul hasn't vanished. It's intensified. This is tradition reborn, not destroyed. Drive it through the city and watch the stares. Not instant recognition, but double takes. Brows furrow, eyes widen, disbelief. And when realization sets in that this shadowy phantom is the new G-Class, the reaction is universal. Awe. On the trail, it reminds you it's still a G-Class to its bones. Sand, rock, riverbeds. It doesn't just conquer them, it makes them feel irrelevant. You're not driving, you're commanding. The 2026 Mercedes G-Class SUV is more than metal and engineering. It is a statement that legends do not fossilize, that intimidation does not require volume, that evolution can amplify heritage. This is not another SUV in the luxury arms race. This is mythology on wheels, a chapter rewritten in obsidian steel. When you step out and glance back, you understand. The old G-Wagen belonged to the past. This one belongs to the future. A ghost of tradition, reshaped into flesh, haunting the roads it owns.